And now it's time for news from around the world. And meanwhile in India, ahead of Donald Trump's apparent trip to the country, which I can't believe is even happening, they're apparently having a bit of a preemptive pest control problem. So one of the things that's gonna happen during this trip is that Trump and Melania are gonna visit the Taj Mahal. And it turns out there are some fairly aggressive animals around that particular tourist site. Rhesus macaques have a reputation for being very aggressive towards the 25,000 tourists who visit it every day. That is an amazing number of people. Also apparently an amazing number of macaques. So police are gonna be armed with slingshots. Officers assigned to Trump's visit will be armed with the devices to chase off any monkeys that menace the president and First Lady Melania. They say though, the weapons work on monkeys individually or in small groups, but they're completely ineffective in warding off packs of marauding macaques. And one resident of the town of Agra says, the terror of the monkeys is so pervasive that women and children are scared of going up on the roof of their houses, which have almost been taken over by monkeys. If such a large troop of monkeys attacks Donald Trump's entourage, it will be a disaster.
I just want you to know.
It's a crazy story
as much as you make fun of me for not watching certain things and you get triggered by it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
How do you not know it's macaques?
Okay.
You gotta watch some Planet Earth. You gotta watch Human Planet because it really reveals the true terror that these rhesus macaques are. They are extremely aggressive. They get violent. They are smarter than squirrels. So that's what it's compared to when people go visit these places. Like,
how big of a pack are we talking in your Planet Earth experience? So
like gangs. I think the term is actually gang of macaques.
Macaques. Are you happy now? Yes. So one thing you need to know about macaques, he's told you. One thing you need to know about him is he has watched literally every one of those shows on Netflix.
The macaque stands outside the market.
So two things. One, it is absurd that hypothetically their fear is that the limo will be covered with primates hitting it.
Which happens.
And look, in the story, they talk about babies being taken and killed by these animals, and that is obviously horrifying. The other is how many people traveling in the Trump entourage are just hoping that these animals will attack so that they can start going crazy with their guns.
Well, slingshots, definitely.
Well, the police will have slingshots. We'll see about Trump's entourage, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, absurd news. Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.